So once you pick out your name, then what will you do? How do you protect your name, your business name? Register with county. Okay, everybody. Okay, if you are running your business as a sole proprietorship, you don't need to bother with the state government. All right, here, DBA doing business as. DBA doing business as. Maybe the simplest way to have your name, your business name, is just as same as your personal name. Like my Samuel Tong School, for example. Just for example, okay. Use your own name. This is good or bad, so you need to make the judgment. Okay, you want to promote your name and also make this name become more easy to remember that, easy to recognize that. You can use your personal name plus whatever the service type, right? So this is a very basic one. However, in order to protect your name, you just go to the county and let me ask you which county, because there are 58 counties in the state of California. So if you want to have the registration, which county you will go to?
With a business address.
Yeah, determined by your business address. And you can start with your home address, no problem. As long as you will not create too much traffic and you don't cause any complaint from your neighbor. Especially for the service type business, you can use your home address as the address, right? Not necessary you do business at your home. You can have your home address as the address for the communication. Another thing we covered this probably few sessions ago, right? You can consider to rent a PO box, UPS store. But I was told by my student it's not cheap right now. It's a couple $100 right now. I don't know whether or not it's true or not. But some people just told me right now it's not that cheap. And the reason why you prefer go to UPS store, because they kind of the private PO box will provide you the, how do you say?
The street address.
Street address, not PO box. So when you provide your business card, it is more like the true address is a street address, is not PO box. And for some government agency, they ask you to provide street address. PO box is not good enough. All right. So in order to save your initial cost, you may consider either use your home address as address, or if you want to protect your privacy, you don't really want to release your home address, you can consider to rent any type private address. All right? So you go to the business address, use your business address to determine which county you will go to. Okay? So number one, pick out your business name. Number two, go to the county where your business located to file the DBA. It's also called the business fictitious name. Business fictitious name. Right now, still very cheap right now. I say it's around under $40. Under $40. And each registration good for 5 years. For the first time after you filed the fictitious name, require you to do the publication. You need to ask the county clerk to see which newspaper, usually it's local, very small type newspaper. You need to ask them which newspaper is authorized by the county. Then you just choose one to have the publication. As far as I know, the cost is almost around $70. So, around $100, you have the filing, you have the publication, then you are qualified to open out the number 3 step, the step 3, open out the checking account. Open out your checking account. This is very important because you want to have your accounting separate from your business to your personal. Understand? So even though for the sole proprietorship, You are the person who is totally responsible for everything. However, remember this, do not deposit your business income commingling with your personal income. Don't do that. It's very bad. It's very bad. You need to consider from the very beginning, day one, from the very first revenue which generate from business, deposit to your business account. Yes.
And a lot of that too, the IRS, the moment
Yes.
they find out you
Yeah.
own your own business,
Yeah.
the likelihood of an audit goes up like 500% or something like that, I
Yes.
believe.
Right. So anyway, once you're doing the business under the sole proprietorship, and don't forget, open up your business account right away. And we have the manager here, so refer him business, okay? Refer more business. So it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult at all, because even though under your business account, the tax ID is still your tax ID. Okay, the bank gonna accept the business ID. So when you want to open a business account, what do you need to do? Just provide the DBA certificate, which issued by the county to you. You just made a copy, then provide your social security number with the banker. Then you can open up your business account right away, same day. Yes.
What was DBA again?
DBA, doing business as. Yeah. DBA is the doctor degree of business administration. After you finish your MBA, you can go to DBA. Okay. Anyway, so that's very important. Okay, the step number 3, open all your checking account right away. Yes.
So the DBA register on the county, should they register in the city also?
No. Okay, let me talk about the city. So some people say, don't forget, go to the city. All right. Yes, you go to the city, but for what kind of thing? If you want to go to the city, it's for what? County issue you a DBA or say fictitious name, right? And that's very crucial because you do need that copy to open up your checking account. But what about city?
Resale permit.
Yeah,
Resale.
Yeah, business license. Business license. Okay. Eventually, business license is only to satisfy city. Business license by itself is not required by any other government agency. So I cannot tell you don't do that. Okay, as a lawyer, I cannot say don't do that. But once you do that, you pay, I don't know, a couple $100 per year. Depends on which city. Okay, for the small cities, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, Santa Clara, it is not expensive. But for San Jose, it's very expensive, and you just pay for it for nothing. If you don't pay it, nobody really care. But as a good citizen, you better off you pay. So this for city, and this once a year, by the way. Okay, DBA is once every 5 years, very cheap. Okay, however for the city business permit, that's not cheap. Yes.
So I have a rental property in the Union City. They notice you have to register for license.
Yes,
But
because
some, Union City is very expensive.
yeah.
Fremont not so expensive. You know, it's
Each city set out their rate, and well, anyway, right now for each city, they try to collect the money as best as they could. So even, for example, let me just give you one example. You see how funny it is. Okay, if you are the real estate agent, which is totally not related to this topic. Okay, say you are the real estate agent, and your office is in San Jose, and you do a lot of business in San Jose, but one day, probably one of 100 years chance, only one day, you got a chance to list your property. You got the listing. You have the one-time chance listing. Say in Pleasant, and you say, okay, I'll go ahead to do it. So you just do the multiple listing, and the city found it out. The city hired the person to find out who is the person that have the listing in their city, and they just send you the bill. say, I don't care where your office is, I don't care where your major market is, since you have a single listing in our city, pay for business license. So they can do whatever you want. So as you say, you have one rental property in certain city and you don't live there, and the city will just send you the bill, say you are doing the business in our city, so pay for business license. That is not a surprise, because as I say, each city right now try their very very hard, try their best to collect business license. So that's the thing you need to consider it, because you know when you are considered to run any business, you need to calculate whatever the potential expenses. Be careful the wire, yes. You need to consider whatever the potential cost it may incur and related to your business. And the business license is not big amount. However, don't forget it, okay? And no surprise, okay? Say, I'm not in Pleasanton, I'm not in Union City, how can you send me the bill? Because the city say, oh, you are doing the business in our city. So that's one consideration, okay? Just be careful. Okay, so we have, yeah, go ahead.
You said that if you register on the county.
Yes. Yes.
So the county, you said, is this license for 5 years?
I would say there's not a license, it's called DBA. DBA is not a license.
Okay.
DBA is more like a certificate, something like that.
Okay.
But you do need it because you need to provide that to the bank.
Yeah, but the DBA is the fictitious name, right?
Yes.
But you have to register on the county.
Yes.
County is like